The trip was intended to be 6 full days of ministry in Guatemala. After the volcano erupted and everybody got delayed in their layover cities, we had to change everything around but still do everything. So instead of 6 packed days of ministry, we had 4 ultra packed days. I don't know what other word. And probably the most difficult thing to rearrange was the album. We wanted to do a worship album. A lot of the team got together in the fall, and we got together in a cabin and wrote a lot of the songs for the album.
Holy, holy, holy Lord, holy, holy, holy Lord. I cannot earn what He freely gives. I can't undo what He's done for me. He loves me. He loves me.
What more can I say? Let me try again.
Bars here.
Won't you come, Lord? Jesus.
But now, instead of recording the worship album in 2 separate nights to get them all done, they were just going to have to record them all in one night from 8:30 at night till I think it was like 1:30 when we finished.
This particular scenario was nowhere near ideal, I guess you would say. Even from the first time you called me, I remember the first time you called me, you said, hey, this is what we want to do. I want you to come. I want you to do it. And I started asking you questions, kind of just trying to feel out what the project was about. And there's certain things that, if you're producing an album or engineering, that you just like, make it easier. And I started asking, okay, where are we doing it? You were like outside, and I was like, ooh, check. And we're doing it where? In Guatemala, okay. And what about equipment? I don't know. Okay, yeah, check. Let's go. We'll keep talking, And if only we talked about how challenging it was going to be, and had no clue that fuego was gonna fuego all over the place, I had no idea. And then, I guess I was just naive. Maybe I don't know you as well as I think I do, Kyle, because I'm thinking, okay, we're stuck in Miami for 2 days. We have this whole recording to do. Upon going to Miami, we still didn't have recording equipment. The instruments were donated. You happen, like while I'm in Miami, you're like, hey, I got somebody who can get us some of the equipment we need, tell us what you need. So it was already a challenge. And then, enter so many more hurdles. I mean, it's like you think you're running 4 laps and you're gonna be done, and then right when you get at the end of the 4th, they're like, oh, you gotta do 4 more, sorry. It's like that. That's a good analogy for me because I don't run much, so it'd be very difficult. What we did in 5 hours should be done in a couple of weeks. Really. Some of it was set up when we got here. And I remember we're on our way. And what I was going to say earlier is I figured with the volcano stuff, we would kind of, take the schedule and remix it. Okay. We were going to have 2 days to record. Let's just redo it. We'll do the next 2 days instead. But instead you're like, no. Welcome to Guatemala. Record before you sleep,
We got off the bus and recorded.
Yeah, we literally got off the bus, came, and you're like, we got to be ready by 6:30. And by my watch, it was like 5:50. And I was like, oh, let's set up to record an album in 40 minutes, which we did it in about an hour, I guess. And then, started going. The craziest thing was the people that traveled from Miami. We got up at like 6 o'clock, 6 a.m. Miami time. Traveled here, got to the airport, got in the bus, drove here, set up, did not go to sleep until 3 a.m. here, which is 4. So it was a 22-hour, travel and record. We got here, these guys are awesome, already had everything pretty much set up. This guy here helped out a lot, took care of the instruments, got everything together. This is what we're doing. We're about to get rocking. Maybe do a quick sound check, run through, see what's crack-a-lacking, what's popping, and then we're gonna go from there. So we're here, we made it. Volcano or not, we're here. Next hurdle we may have to jump, possibly a little bit of weather. Looks like stormy weather. But you know, it was fun. I mean, and now, you know, we kind of recorded everything just by faith. Everything was completely blind. I mean, we didn't really engineer anything. The mics were not ideal. Cables were shorting out, everything. And then I go back and listen to the recordings, and I'm like, this is actually kind of good, you know? Like, we actually did this, you know? So it's surprisingly good quality. And
the thing about the recording is we came in having our own like plan about how we thought it was gonna be, even based on the writer, and then just like how it really ended up happening was, man, it would take 10 hours to describe what happened. Just the unity of everybody, even like the sound people who were there, just a bunch of crazy people getting together, and had some Target, you know, some Nashville lights above us, and then JD's kicking the drum so hard that everything's peaking, you know. Start the click again. What? No, it was beautiful. We had a lot of songs that everybody had individually, bring together that they brought at the retreat. During that time to now, you know, we did like pre-production for recording, like percussive stuff, and whenever we got together, we played with the tracks. But the cool thing was the tracks didn't fill up the atmosphere. It was everybody's like individual worship. That whenever we came together, it was super powerful, and there was a lot of times of unrehearsed like Selah that like literally just changed the whole atmosphere of the CD, because you come in thinking it's gonna be clean cut. They're like, all right, boom, 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 all right, good, go. But we were there till what, 1 a.m., I forget. We got there at 7. And the cool thing was, if no one would look at the time, we would have kept going. Everybody was ready. Tobin was his song. There's something on it. There's something in everybody's song, but even during our time in Miami practicing for this, there's something about when he just says like, here I am, Lord, use me, clean hands, pure heart, fill me with your spirit. It's just like everybody grabbed a hold of that attitude, that posture. And
we haven't seen anything yet, God. We haven't seen anything yet, God.